Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is looking forward to a great weekend, staying healthy and staying strong. In this class, we are looking at a task 2 essay for the academic IELTS, but it's basically the same idea for the general IELTS as well. And specifically, we are looking at a strong finish writing band 9, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. This is a members chat class. Everybody is welcome to watch. To become a member of our channel, simply click the join button next to the subscribe button on our channel page. Hi Abhishek. Hi Pavan. Good to see you. This class is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Check us out there. For general IELTS, visit us at IELTShelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com, where we have help for writing, editing services. We also have lots of videos for speaking, reading, and listening, and we will have a listening class in 90 minutes where everybody will be able to join in on the chat. While we wait for a few more members, this is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join our premium package. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's well worth it. We are an IELTS official registration center and certified agents. Hi June, Hemant, Rashika, Jainil. Nice to see more students coming into the class now. This is the general version of our website with the green background. Again, just click that big red button and start your journey to improve your band scores. The websites are assisted by apps. You can download the app Academic IELTS Help, link it to your aehelp.com account, or General IELTS Help, and then link it to your gieltshelp.com account for a really great learning experience. And you can also follow us on Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. If you have questions, you can always send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. All right, everyone. So again, we've got 2 classes today, this one and one more, and then we've got a couple more classes tomorrow, speaking part 2, speaking part 3. Live classes are Wednesdays to Saturdays, so you can always check the schedule on our YouTube community board. And now let's get into our writing from yesterday. So yesterday we had this question, IELTS Task 2 Writing. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Some people feel that the tradition of family dinner time is disappearing, and parents and children rarely sit together to eat meals during the day. What is the reason for this change, and what may be the consequences? Give explanations and examples from your own experience. Okay, so here we did paraphrasing. We identified the topic, the disappearance of family dinner time. Eventually, we were able to construct the thesis statement. It is a direct thesis. In my opinion, the main reasons for family dinner time vanishing are busy schedules and missing values, and the ramifications are weaker family bonds and lower life quality. Okay, and then of course, at the end of the class yesterday, we constructed the introduction. So this is the introduction I came up with. Some of our members came up with similar introductions or slightly different, but all very good. The 1,000-year-old tradition of family dinner time is gradually becoming extinct around the world. Rather than sitting together for meals, parents and children these days often eat either alone or in the company of others at different times and in different places. There is a strong impact of families no longer sharing their experiences around the dinner table, which warrants further discussion. In my opinion, the main reasons for family dinner time vanishing are busy schedules and missing values, and the ramifications are weaker family bonds and a lower quality of life. Okay, so having this thesis now, we know that the correct structure for body paragraph 1 is to write more information about the reasons that family dinner time is vanishing, meaning busy schedules and missing values. So body paragraph 1 will focus on the reasons that family dinner time is disappearing. Okay? All right. We've got lots of members in the class now. Hi, NBX Gaming. I'm glad you joined back up. And Ois and Nick Hill. So right now we're going to write body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1 starts with what's called a topic sentence. And it's a good idea to remember that the topic sentence is just a standard part of a body paragraph in an essay. The reading passages in your IELTS exam, the body paragraphs also have topic sentences, okay? So the topic sentence basically tells the reader what is the topic of that body paragraph. So it's not the topic of your essay, but it's the topic of your body paragraph, okay? So in this case, the topic of our body paragraph is reasons for the disappearance of family dinner time. And in this case, because we wrote that direct thesis, we know that it's busy schedules and missing values. And at this point, your reader's thinking, okay, but what is that? So what do you mean busy schedules and missing values? So what does that actually mean? Okay, so here, another way to ask this, the simple question is define this for me. So define what busy schedules are and missing values are that lead to the vanishing of family dinner time. Okay, so hopefully members, while I'm saying all of these ideas, you're thinking about your topic sentence. So start sharing your topic sentences and let's see how you define this idea. Now, you don't have to, so here we have 2 points, right? So we have busy schedules and we have missing values. You don't necessarily have to include both missing schedules and missing values in your first sentence. You can break it into 2 parts. So your body paragraph can start with busy schedules and then finish with missing values. Okay? All right. NBX, can this be viewed publicly? Yeah, it can, NBX. So everybody can watch this, but only members can chat if that's what you're asking. Okay? All right, so in this case, I'm going to start by just defining busy schedules. So I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm not going to include both into this topic sentence. I'm just going to start with a topic sentence of busy schedules. Okay, so here we go. All right. So this is my further definition of busy schedules. Children and parents often have responsibilities throughout the day whereby it is difficult for them to synchronize their daily activities to allow for a common mealtime. Okay, so busy schedules meaning that both parents and children have a lot of different tasks that they need to do in the day, and it's challenging for them to allocate a specific time where everybody can get together at the same time and have a meal. So that's what I mean by busy schedules. Okay, there's many different ways that we can express this, but the idea is what's important here. Right? Jainil writes, a fixed family dining time is vanishing because people nowadays need more hours of work to manage their expenses. In fact, they have to lose the importance of family dinner in their life. Okay, Jainil, a little bit wordy. I think you can make it more concise, but you have the right idea. Hamant writes, family dining is fading due to extended work hours of parents and increased academic pressure on children, which often fails to synchronize their availability for meals. Yeah, Hamant, that's really good. Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to explain that. So I've left school and work for my next sentence because that's my explanation, right? Rashika says, many people do not have enough time to spend with family members for meals due to their occupation and other essential activities in the modern era. Again, very good, Rashika. So notice, everyone, that these are great topic sentences, each one a little bit unique, but each one essentially expressing the same idea, okay? Carlos says, technology hinders good family habits. No, Carlos, you have to be really careful because what you're stating there is really general, and I'm not sure how technology comes into the picture. That's not really a part of this essay. I know what you're saying, like people using their tablets and phones, but I think that's a little bit of a different idea when families actually do sit together, but they pay attention to their phones, or if they don't sit together because they're busy with their technology. But again, that's more of an explanation, okay? And family habits is general. So there are a variety of family habits. Here we're focusing specifically on family dinner time. So you have to be careful not to generalize the topic, okay? Ois writes, there are objective and subjective reasons leading to family dinner time vanishing due to not having enough time and changing lifestyles and a diversity of people's activities and preferences. Ois, that's really general. That's more like your introductory paragraph than your body paragraph, okay? In your body paragraph, Ois, you have to become more specific, more detailed, okay? All right. June writes, with the rapid pace of modern life, parents tend to take on more jobs to make ends meet, while children also need to take extracurricular classes to excel in academic performances. Yeah, June, that's good. Again, that's kind of my explanation in this body paragraph, okay? So now comes the explanation, and the explanation, so reading June's topic sentence, it's a good chance for me to go with the explanation here. So I haven't included the concept of work responsibility and school responsibility. I've just simply introduced the idea that they have responsibilities throughout the day, where it's difficult for them to synchronize their daily activities for common meal times. Okay, so parents are often working long hours, 10 or more hours a day, and children are often busy with extra curricular activities. Okay. such as sports and music. All right, so that's my explanation. So children and parents often have responsibilities throughout the day whereby it is difficult for them to synchronize their daily activities to allow for common mealtime. Parents are often working long hours, 10 or more hours a day, and children are often busy with extracurricular activities such as sports and music. Now, here, depending on my writing fluency and ability, I might include an example as well. But because I have a second point, so remember that this body paragraph has 2 points, busy schedules and missing values. And in the IELTS, you have 40 minutes and about 320 words. You have to be really careful not to write too much. So maybe instead of writing an example here, I'll save the example for the end of my body paragraph, and I'm going to start my second point here, okay? And I'm noticing that some of our members are writing their explanations, which is great. So I'll take a look at that, okay? Okay, MBX, I think that's your topic sentence. That's good. I'm going to read it, MBX. Fix it up a little bit. Don't write sometimes, MBX. So use more affirmative language in your essays, okay? So it is difficult to unite families together for meals due to time limitations because of many responsibilities throughout the day. Okay, so that's how I would write that, MBX. A little bit more affirmative, a little bit clearer. Okay. Abhishek writes, family mealtime is fading because nowadays parents have long working hours to sustain a good quality of life, so they sacrifice lunch and dinner time with their offspring. Yep. Okay, Abhishek, that's good. A little bit of correction. Yeah, so June is writing 4 examples in the essay will result in too many words. Exactly. So June, you have to be a little bit clever in this case. And instead of writing an example for each, one way that you can create more coherence is to combine the example for both busy schedules and missing values. And we're going to do that in a moment, okay? So that's going to be a nice kind of trick to decrease our word count, but also increase our coherence. So here we go. Let's now go to defining the second point of this body paragraph. Okay. All right. So think about how you can define missing values. Okay. All right. And there's some nice writing, Rashika, Jainil, Ois as well. Again, I can't read every single comment, otherwise we won't get to the end of this essay, but just keep writing. I'll get to different people at different times, different members at different times, okay? All right. So, furthermore, All right. So I've come up with this sentence. I'm not sure if it's my final sentence, but I've got my idea down. If I'm stuck in a way to express the idea, I don't think about it too long. I just put the idea down. I can come back to it later and reword it. Okay. This is an important tip, by the way, in your writing. That is, if you're stuck for ideas, or if you're stuck, not for ideas, but if you're stuck for a way to express your idea, just write it down any way you can. And then later, when you're coming back to fix your essay a little bit, you can reword it. Okay. It will come to you later. All right. So right now I just wrote, furthermore, the importance of family dinner time is not being emphasized by current generations, and this leads to ignoring its daily practice. Okay, it reads quite well, actually. Now, notice how here I used furthermore instead of in addition. This is just kind of a side note, okay? There is a difference between using the word furthermore versus in addition. While you're writing your definitions, I'll explain that a little bit more. Okay. So furthermore is used to indicate for a reader that this next point is related and perhaps even more important than the last. In addition means here is another related point that is equally important. Okay, so as you get into the higher skill levels of writing, you have to understand the subtle differences between words that connect expressions, leading expressions that connect ideas. And this is an important one because students often will use these leading expressions furthermore and in addition, but not really understand the subtle or gentle difference between the two. Furthermore means the next point is related and perhaps more important than the last. In addition means here's another related point that is equally important. Is that clear, members? The difference between furthermore and in addition? That's a subtle but valuable difference to recognize. Everybody good? Good on that? Okay. Abhishek says, got it. All right. So use it wisely. If your next point in your mind you're thinking is even more crucial than your previous point, use furthermore. If you think it's less crucial or about the same, then just use in addition. Okay. All right. I see Nick Hill and Julia says, yes. Yeah, absolutely, Nick Hill. So the emphasis is important. At the end of the day, really good writing, it means a mastery of emphasis of ideas. Okay. All right, good. And I think in this case, the disappearance of family values is an even more pertinent point than busy schedules. Okay. All right. OS writes, generations today are more open-minded due to changing lifestyles, and both parents and kids try other foods in different places, unlike prior generations. OS, it's a little bit confusing. I get what you're saying, but I think you need a much longer essay to express that, so it's not really the IELTS where you're doing that. Hemant writes, further, with both parents and children spending extra hours in their work and study, the importance of family bonding decreases, which often leads to misunderstandings and relationship disassociation. Hemant, I think you're confusing the causes with the consequences. So careful with that because, Hemant, that's your next body paragraph. Okay, we're still in body paragraph 1, which are the causes. Okay. June writes, in addition, compared with a few decades ago, it seems that family members are overlooking the significance of family get-togethers for dinners, which leads to gradual extinction of its daily practice. Yeah, June, that's good. Instead of decades ago, I would say generations in this case, June, because generations is more accurate. So the current generation's mentality is a little bit different than past generations' mentality when it comes to dinner time. Okay. All right. So here, I should do a little bit of an explanation. And again, this is why we didn't do the example yet, is because we've got quite a bit of writing. So we've introduced quite a few ideas in the thesis. We've got quite a bit of writing here. And I do have to explain this. So what do I mean by the importance of family dinner time is not being emphasized by current generations? Okay, so these days, all right, so these days, parents do not demand their children to sit at the dining room table and practice eating etiquette as parents did in the past, supper being from 5 to 6 p.m., and everyone in the family is expected to attend. So that's what we mean by that lack of value, okay? And again, using some of that quantitative language, like 5 to 6 p.m. is dinner time, everybody needs to be there. It creates a visual, measurable type of scenario where the reader goes, aha, okay, that's what you mean by missing values, is this value of a specified dinner time where everybody is expected to be there, paying attention to each other, and their dinner is no longer in practice. Okay, so that's what we're going for here. All right. Okay, Jainil, you're jumping ahead. We were writing an explanation there, not the example yet, but you're just a little bit into the future because that's where we are right now. We're going to be writing the example. So Jainil writes, in my family, I have a 10-hour office job and my father runs a business on the outskirts of the city, so we mostly miss our common dinner time at 9 p.m. Okay, and I do not know that the importance of taking dinner all together at the dining room table at the same time. Yeah, so Jainil, you're on the right track, and that's what I meant by putting together the example for both points 1 and 2, okay, in this case. So giving an example that combines the missing value with the busy schedule. And that's how we can avoid writing separate examples throughout the body paragraph and just keeping it at the end. Okay, so the example does have to be a real-world example. And this is a first-person essay. I introduced the first-person voice in my introductory paragraph, in my opinion. As soon as I use the word my or I make it clear for the reader that this is a first-person essay, and I'm including examples from my own experiences. Okay? All right. Hemant writes, my paternal uncle and aunt are at the office more than 14 hours a day while their kids are busy studying alone at home, which leads to missing meals together every day. Okay, Haman, too much background without enough focus on the actual example that matters. Try to be even more direct, okay? Ois writes, my son eats his breakfast at school and his lunch at 12 at school as well. Even when he gets home in the afternoon, he does not like having supper with us. Therefore, he forgets our family values. Yeah, you're not pressuring your son, Ois. Okay, so yeah, something like that. The more specific you can make it, the better. Okay. All right. So I'm going to write it as if I were still living at home. Okay. So yeah. So my parents are busy with work in the evenings, and they do not expect that my siblings and I sit at the dinner table with them, as did their grandparents. In this way, each of my family members eats at different times in the evening, okay? Or throughout the day. All right, now I've written quite a long body paragraph here. So again, I need to make sure that I practice at home and I have the writing fluency to write a paragraph like this in the 40 minutes, and so that I can complete the entire essay. Okay? All right. Okay, now I'm going to read this paragraph, make sure that it makes sense, and make any corrections with grammar, vocabulary, content, okay? And you have to practice this at home. Make sure to review your paragraphs as soon as you're finished writing them. So try not to leave it for the very end of the essay, but review each paragraph as you finish writing it. It's more effective. So children and parents often have responsibilities throughout the day whereby it is difficult for them to synchronize their activities. I don't need to write daily here because I already have day up here. So I don't need daily here. I can make it more concise. And it's a really good idea to practice making your writing concise. It means making it as short as possible without losing important information, okay? This is one way that you'll be able to save time in your official IELTS exam. So whereby it is difficult for them to synchronize their activities to allow for common mealtime. Parents are often, I have the word often here, and I have often here as well. It's a little bit too much, often. So I have to either paraphrase the word often or maybe find a different way to express that idea, okay? So parents are frequently working long hours. Okay, so instead of long hours, I can just directly write are working 10 or more hours a day. And 10 should still be written as a word, technically speaking, in an essay. So parents are frequently working 10 or more hours a day, and children are busy. I don't need the often here anymore. So are busy with extracurricular activities such as sports and music. Furthermore, the importance of family dinner time is not being emphasized. I don't need the passive here. I can just write not emphasized by current generations, and this leads to ignoring its daily practice. These days, parents do not demand their children to sit at the dining room table and practice eating etiquette as parents did in the past, supper being from 5 to 6 p.m., and everyone in the family is expected to attend. My parents are busy with work in the evenings, and they do not expect. Okay, so again, I have expected, expect. It's a little bit redundant, especially at home when you're practicing. Make sure to take out this kind of redundancy. Okay. If you don't know another word for expect, what kind of a tool can you use? Let's see how everybody's still paying attention. Yeah, June says often can be frequently, usually, from time to time. From time to time, June, is a little bit different than frequently. From time to time is kind of more like seldom. Haman, that's on your end. I'm not sure what's going on there, so you have to... Yeah, Nick Hill, very good. Abhishek, yeah, use a thesaurus, right? And so all I would do is highlight the word expect, click on review, click on thesaurus, and then here it says expect, await, envisage, anticipate, believe, presume, assume as the verb. So it's giving me quite a few choices there. I have to pick one that I think will work. Okay. We can go with anticipate and then learn that word. So my parents are busy with work in the evenings, and they do not anticipate that my siblings and I sit at the dinner table with them, as did their grandparents when they were children. Okay, I don't think this idea is finished here. And I can join these two ideas here with simply writing so. So each of my family members, I can simplify that. So each of us eats at different times throughout the day. All right, so now it's more concise, and now the paragraph reads much, much better. Okay, so quite a few corrections to make it more concise, to remove word redundancies or word repetitions, make the information clearer. Okay. All right, so now the paragraph's actually a bit shorter, and that's going to work just fine. Okay, so that's the idea. Members, is it clear the importance of going through the paragraph after you finished writing it and checking for word repetition, grammar mistakes, content mistakes, especially making that information more concise? Okay, that's really, really important. Do practice this at home. It's very important for quality essays, both for the IELTS exam as well as for school and work, okay? All right, so Haman says yes. David says yes, it's clear. All right, good. All right, make sure to practice that, okay? It's instead of writing a lot, write good quality. There's a saying, quality over quantity, okay? Quality over quantity, all right? And do it paragraph by paragraph. And what I recommend as well, this is especially at home. I don't think you have enough time in the IELTS exam, but at home, you should go through each paragraph, and then you should also go through the entire essay once you're done. So check each paragraph as you finish, and then check the whole essay at the very, very end. Okay? All right, so let's get into body paragraph 2, which are the consequences of not having family dinner time. And according to our thesis statement in the introduction, The ramifications, which means the consequences, are weaker family bonds and a lower life quality. Okay, so now we need to write a body paragraph that tells the reader or defines for the reader what we mean by weaker family bonds and lower life quality because of not having family dinner time. We need to explain it, give an example for that. Okay, so I'm going to write a little bit more smoothly here for body paragraph 2. I challenge you members to do the same. So right now, just start writing your topic sentences, your explanations, focus on fluency as well as your ideas. And then I'm going to finish this body paragraph and I'll look up at the chat and give feedback to some selected members as we do this, okay? Yeah, Abhishek, you're asking a good question. So Abhishek says, do we need a connecting sentence in this type of question? Yeah, Abhishek, I think it's a good idea. Again, you have to check your time, how much time you have. So you have to be selective what you have time for. If you have time, certainly it's a good idea to have a connecting sentence. So and it's fairly easy because what you have here is you have causes and consequences. So the connection simply focuses on that idea of causes and consequences, right? So something like this. Unfortunately, these attitudes lead to negative consequences in the end. And then my body paragraph 2 with, again, the topic, explanation, and example. Okay. All right. So Jaineel writes, as a result, this leads to a major impact on family bonding and lifestyle. So Jaineel, that's your connecting sentence. It's good. That works. Okay. All right. So this is how I started my second body paragraph. Since families are not routinely spending an hour or two each day getting to know each other deeply by having conversations during dinner, they are becoming estranged from each other. And this leads to fewer happy family moments. Okay. And I need a comma here because this part all the way until dinner is my dependent clause. Okay. All right, so here's a little bit more explanation. Family dinner time gives an opportunity for children and parents to express their concerns and share their achievements, like promotions at work or great exam results at school. Okay, so basically what it is that we discuss during family dinner time. Okay. So, okay. So, when there's no opportunity to do this, neither parents nor children receive positive reinforcement for their efforts, and this can lead to a lack of motivation and even depression. Okay, so just kind of going further with this explanation. Okay. All right, so going back to my previous example from body one, personally, I feel bad that I have a little knowledge of what my parents do at work or my siblings learn at school because we do not practice having meals together. Okay, all right, so again, connecting those. All right, and then comes the conclusion. In this case, I will not add a concluding or connecting sentence to my second body paragraph because my conclusion will flow from this information. So I don't really need a connecting concluding sentence because my last paragraph is the conclusion. So it's going to be redundant, especially when I have this much information in the essay already. Okay, so I'm going to go back and review this. Since families are not routinely spending an hour or two each day getting to know each other deeply by having conversations during dinner, they're becoming estranged from each other. Estranged means that you become strangers with people who you used to know. And this leads to fewer happy family moments. Family dinner time gives an opportunity for children and parents to express their concerns and share their achievements, like promotions at work or Great exam results at school. When there is no opportunity to do this, neither parents nor children receive positive reinforcement for their efforts, and this can lead to a lack of motivation and even depression. Personally, I feel bad that I have little knowledge of what my parents do at work or my siblings learn at school because we do not have meals together. And instead of have, because I've used that a few times, change it to share. Again, always looking to be concise and to read better. So share meals together. And then in conclusion. Okay, looking good so far. So now I just have my conclusion left. Let's see what some of our members wrote. Okay, Bakrat writes, when members of the family do not spend a part of the day together, they are losing happy moments, and this leads to difficult situations. Okay, Bakrat, a little bit confusing. You have to reword your sentences. And Bakrat, remember that you should not start sentences with the word and. Okay? Keep in mind, students, that you should not start sentences with and or but. All right? June writes, consequently, lack of family dinner time would lead to less conversations between family members. Generational gaps are likely to widen because of misunderstandings between parents and children. Okay, good, June. You're on the right track. You just need an example, and then you're pretty close to being ready for the conclusion, okay? Ois writes, there are psychological effects such as depression and stress resulting from not communicating with family members. So you have to finish that idea, Ois. Eating at the dinner table with the family is healthy because it helps family members to express their concerns, maybe. Ois, a little bit confusing. Okay. Rashika writes, it is very important to share triumphs and tribulations during dinner to build strong family bonds. When this is not possible, members become alienated. Very good. Alienated and estranged are synonyms, Rashika. Very nice. Alienated is a very good word in this case. It's maybe even more accurate. And suffer problems due to fading communication. Yeah, very good, Rashika. Nice. Rashika, your vocabulary has really improved over the course of the past few months attending these classes. It's fantastic. Hemant writes, this introverted behavior leads to lack of communication among family members, and this results in drifts among families or within families. Okay, good. Jainil writes, in relation to my previous example, I cannot know more about my family members and what they are doing and how they are living, and I feel less motivated for my career and sometimes depressed as well. Okay, very good, Jainil. I mean, it sounds terrible, but you've written a good example. All right, members, so the conclusion, I'm going to leave it for you to practice at home. I will finish this essay and then it will be up on our YouTube community board in the next couple of weeks. So check back for the complete essay. I don't have time for the conclusion in the class anymore, so I don't want to rush it. This time I emphasized more on the body paragraphs and, of course, reviewing those body paragraphs. So regardless, great work. Focus on being accurate in each part of your essay, introduction, body 1, body 2. Don't generalize ideas. Okay, so focus on the specific idea, get into details, think of quantitative language. All right. Okay, everyone, that's it for this class. Again, practice your conclusions at home. If you do not know what to do for the conclusion, check the writing section of the course at aehelp.com or glshelp.com, you can access the writing section for free, and there's detailed explanation for the conclusion there as well. To all of our viewers, for more videos, check us out at aehelp.com, glshelp.com. The websites look like this. GLS is green. Click that big red button to join. The academic one is blue at aehelp.com. Click that big red button to join. Hopefully I will see everyone in half an hour, where we will continue with listening practice for parts 3 and parts 4 coming from our materials. I'll be back shortly. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria for now, but I will see you very soon. Bye.